Hey, welcome to the Reddit time. What drug did you take once and thought, nope, never again? Interested? Then let's go. My dad gave me duolidit he had left over from his hip surgery because I had a sore neck. I felt an almost overwhelming sense of euphoria. I knew I could never take another one. My quote from duolidit high: "If I had a tail, I would wag it. I'm happier than a pig in shit. I'm traveling on a rainbow." Hey, I wrote down some of my duolidit quotes too. I was taking it after a really painful ankle surgery. I was in bed and I remember my husband standing at the end of the bed with one of those pool floats. We called them fun noodles. I remember thinking, what the heck, I'm not moving over so that thing can sleep with us. So I angrily asked, "What are you doing?" My husband replies, "Coming to bed?" "With a fun noodle?" I spat in disgust. "Honey," he says helplessly. Then I realized he wasn't actually holding a pool float. Never mind, it's a duolidit. I'm hallucinating. Go to sleep. Then there was the poem I wrote. I shot an arrow in the air. I shot an arrow I know not where. Look out, beware. I shot an arrow in the air. They call it hospital heroin for good reason. That fake weed stuff that was around a little while back. Thought I was going to die. So hot. My sister found me naked, passed out in the bathroom with my face against the bottom of the toilet. This really bothered me. I'm not a germaphobe, but rather germ-aware. You mean spice? That shit is fucking crazy. I got spiked with some and thought there was a spider in my throat. You're the spice. Gnarly shit. Not what Dune made it out to be. Meth. Did some once thinking it was coke. Spent 2 days strung out and horny as hell. Never again. It'll have a motherfucker watching Pornhub for 30 hours straight. Sucks getting drugs mixed up. Was going to have a threesome in a hot tub once. I had coke and one of the girls had K. Anyway, I jumped out to grab drink from the kitchen and thought I'd drip a fat line while I was in there. Obviously, I got things completely mixed up and did the Scarface size line of ketamine. Eventually, they both came inside the house and found me naked and unconscious in the fetal position. Never tried K before, and I'll never try it again. You know the Matrix, when they plug Neo in the first time. He gets covered in liquid metal and lets out that weird robotic scream. That scream is the last scene I remember before my head caved it on itself. Oxytocin. Shit was too relaxing and didn't last long. I had knee surgery and they gave it to me for the pain. I took it for a week and when I wasn't on it, I really wanted more. After a week of it, I never wanted to touch that shit again. Same for me. I was prescribed some after a pretty painful oral surgery. And the first day back at work, don't worry, it was a desk job, no heavy machinery. The pain was so bad I gave in and took one. I remember zoning out at one point, looking at the clock on my computer and realizing I had just sat at my desk staring at the screen for 2 hours. And my mouth still hurt like a bitch. I started with 30 pills and the other 29 sat in my cabinet for years until I finally took them in to one of those expired drug collection things at a local pharmacy. Ambien. Woke up in my underwear on my neighbor's porch. My girlfriend was having trouble sleeping and her doctor gave her a prescription for Ambien. First couple of nights, no problem. Then I wake up one night and find her in the kitchen, all the burners on the stove turned on full. Semi-lucid, she said she wanted to make soup. I managed to take her back into bed. 2 nights after that, I wake up to find her out in the garage, in the car, engine running, wearing just a pair of knickers. Said she needed to go to Albertsons because we didn't have peanut butter. She quit taking Ambien after that. I took one night, then took another and then another. I wasn't trying to abuse it, it just didn't put me to sleep. I trashed my house. I woke up at 11 the next day to my boss calling me. I was in the military at the time. He started chewing my ass and all I had to say was, "I took Ambien last night." And he said, "Okay, get in when you can." He knew how this shit fucked people up. Salvia. I smoked it and instantly dropped the bowl. I thought I was in a reality where I was a giant Velcro pepperoni that was strapped onto a giant pizza and was trying to escape. I was actually just laying on the bed, unable to get up, which is good because later the entire wall of my 3rd floor apartment opened up and I felt the urge to jump out. So I might have jumped out the window if I had been able to move. Good stuff. Replied in another comment, but my experience with salvia was insane too. When I did it, I was convinced I was a grocery store and people were shopping inside of me. It was the most important thing to stay completely still lest I shift and knock all the shelves down and kill everyone inside. The problem was that I was laying on my arm in a weird twisted way and my friends were worried I was going to break it. Benadryl. Took around 700 or 800 milligrams, like 25 or 30 pills, a while ago to trip. Not a good recreational drug. It's like how people who don't do drugs imagine acid to be like. I'd actually vividly say things and people that weren't there. I'd see people come in the room I was in and sit next to me on the couch and I'd start having a conversation with them only to blink and have them disappear. I'd get up and start filling up a cup of water and bam, I'd be back on the couch never having gotten up. I don't remember most of the night, but my friends said I was just in a complete different world. They had some funny stories from it though. Apparently at one point I pulled my pants down and just said, "Ants in my pants." Holy fucking shit, dude. That's a lot of Benadryl, and I mean a lot. If I remember right, you can trip on half of that or less. Jesus. Check heroin next time. Surprised you didn't end up in the hospital or something. He did end up in the hospital, but then he blinked and he was on his couch. I did mess twice. Never again. Edit. Just to clarify, I loved it. It's the best thing ever. That's why I can't allow myself a third time, because I know for sure I won't be able to stop. I only did mess once. It lasted for 18 months. Xanax. Took a bar at a friend's house. All I remember was watching Game of Thrones at a friend's house. Then the next thing I know I'm at my apt and it's a day later. Wasn't a bad experience for anything, it was just alright and felt like a waste of time. Plenty of better drugs out there. Had you been drinking? Xanax alone is fine. Xanax with even a single drink is a recipe for a blackout, for me at least. I call it the mind eraser. Heroin, too good. Knew I'd get its claws in me if I did it a second time. Some people say it's like a whole body orgasm. Is that true? I wouldn't say that. If it's needed 5% of an orgasm for a fleeting moment, heroin is 30-50% of one for a couple of hours. For me, mess. I did it once under the presumption that it was cocaine. It was not. I had to go to the hospital. I mean, I probably didn't have to, but at the time I had only smoked weed. I didn't know how to deal with the increased heart rate and paranoia. For my friend, diphenhydramine aka Benadryl, he is a really hardcore tripper and can handle inhuman amounts of psychedelic substances. But he said that the one drug he would never do again was Benadryl. He said that his experience had lots of spiders. The two things I've taken from this thread is that salvia is the worst drug out there and that realizing you want more of a drug is instantly the reason to never do it again. I took a high-quality concentrated salvia and some dirt quality back when I was a teenager in the late 90s. Went fine for me, just weird. I think I did cheap a tooth sitting down too fast though. Salvia. It's a very short trip, but I felt so much physical discomfort, like my whole body was being shoved into a box despite the fact that I was sitting in the grass with a group of friends. Apparently, it's not an uncommon side effect of the drug. I felt like my body was made of sand and the air conditioner unit behind me was blowing me away piece by piece. One of the scariest experiences of my life. For me, it was coke. I'm a broke bitch, so after spending $80 for maybe an hour's worth of a high, I very quickly learned why it's called blow. You can blow through it and all your cash in a few days tops. Glad I got all that shit quick, would have ruined me. Muscle relaxants. Worst cramps I've ever had when the drug stops working and you realize you have cramping muscles at the soles of your feet and between all your bones. My dentist gave me Vicodin and muscle relaxers after getting my wisdom teeth removed. Everything was soft, even the air. I was given ketamine to knock me out for dental surgery, and I guess they didn't give me enough because I woke up halfway through, able to feel everything they were doing. The dentist looked like a giant crowd pecking at my teeth. They noticed I was awake and gave me more, and when I finally woke up, I screamed the entire ride home and for 2 hours after. Just hysterical screaming. I did LSD twice a couple years ago. The first time was awesome and the second time was also awesome, but since then I just don't want to do it anymore. It's weird, but I just don't. Even though I had very positive experiences with it, I just don't want to do it again, ever again. I'm not sure why, but it doesn't really bother me. If you are wondering, I waited about 2 months or so to do my second trip. But dextromorphin is something I did one time and will never touch again. When I had in high school, I was a bit of a fiend and I went to the Walmart to get cough syrup off the shelf, Delsym Orange. I did it with 3 other friends and it fucked all of us up. We couldn't walk right, like it felt as if our legs were lagging behind our brain by a couple seconds. Eventually, I threw up like 4 times. Don't remember if they did, but I did. The euphoria was weak AF and the trip was really weird. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you sharing your valuable time with me today. I hope you didn't have any similar experiences, but if you did, you can write in the comments down below. Also subscribe to my channel, give me a big thumbs up and see you in the next video.